All right, hello and welcome to my painting live stream. This is the third one, and so help me. Oh gosh, I haven't muted that. There we go. So help me, I'm going to finish these Briar Thorns. That's the key. So I've got a few of them done. You can see right here. Got Axeman, he's mostly done. Just have to paint his base. Club guy, mostly done. Also need to paint his base. I don't know why he runs around with that on his head. It seems massively inconvenient. This guy needs a little more work. His face isn't done yet. It's hard to tell, but he hasn't been dry brushed there. And then he's got another axe and he's got a board with a nail in it. My hanged guy, he's pretty cool. And this other dude, these guys I was working on last week and then haven't had a chance to finish. But these two are the last of them. And they're basically the coolest models. I love this one to death. Anyway, how are you guys all doing tonight? You'll notice I have changed the chat setup a little bit, so now it's burned in and now we can all see what we're talking about, which I think is more fun. You guys should be more part of it. So, Michael Gray, thanks for joining us. War Budgies, good to see you. Joseph, thanks for joining. Ian, same. Bro Easy Kate, welcome. War Budgies is unacceptable. I ordered 10 Chaos Terminators in a Lord Discord an hour ago. Well, Amazon just ain't what it used to be. Joseph, I got Mage Gunners or Signar? Mage Gun Mages? Is he holding his own head? This guy? Yes. He is. He is. Bigadu 1984. Hi, welcome. Thanks for joining the chat. Glad you like the hair. Okay, so like I said, we're jumping right in because I'm going to finish these models. I've been playing Shadespire. My friend Florinda came over on Monday, and we played. Was it Monday? Yeah, I guess it was. And we played Shadespire, and I've got a bunch of armies, and my chosen axes are done, and she's working on Mollug's. Mollug's gang. I'm trying to remember what his name is, but the big troll guy with the little stalag squig and cute things like that. I've got the Stormcast Eternals done, so these guys just need to go ahead and be finished already. So we are going to. Then I get all nervous. Oh my gosh, we're gonna finish painting some bases. Just ease into it. Back to my normal brush. I have cleaned off my. Let's get this out of the way. We'll use the models that are not going to be getting painted for the moment and keep them out of the way. All right, let me get some color down on these bases. Let's see, right about here should do it for you guys to be able to see. And what are you guys all working on tonight? Oh, you have the chosen axes too. See, and they are really fun. In fact, when I played with the Briar Thorns, the Thorns of the Briar Queen. Played them against the chosen axes. Got slaughtered. Just the worst. Partly because they were painted. I think that's a factor. Mollug's tough. He one hit killed all my corn guys. See, and with the one game we did, we were still figuring him out, so I don't think he was used, the most effectively. We need a bigger brush. So, hey Paul, how are you doing? So, we'll have to give him more of a shot, because one of the guys, I think it's the stalag squig, doesn't even come out right away, so you can do better placement for his, deployment. It's so weird, like they can't be upgraded, everything's on Mollug, but then they all inspire the second Mollug gets hurt enough. It's neat. It's a clever idea. Brown ground with brown rope. Guess I'll have to sort that out. There's another flower in there. Ooh, I get to paint flowers tonight. How girly. I'm damn phone. Okay, Ian, well, I'm glad you made it. Anyways, got your messages. What are you talking about? Oh, hey, how's it going? Hi. Hello from Ohio. Hello. Hope all is well over there. It's been hot like crazy. I still don't have a fan in my stream room yet. So it's been a little toasty, needless to say. What's everyone working on? Are you guys all painting tonight or just hanging out? Or, well, I guess War Budgies, you're in a hotel room, so it's probably not super, you probably don't have access to your paints right now. Glob that color on there. I need a fan. I do. I've been really cheap and unwilling to buy one, so we'll get around to it. It's fine. I mean, it's triple digits outside. That's only still double digits inside. It's fine. So have you guys been following much of the news today? I can't type. You painted blue on Scorn, Joseph? Well, that's not bad. I mean, it's a stylistic choice. You just say you're from that, I don't know, house or whatever. Monster X150 working on Necron Tomb Blades for Apocalypse. Ooh. That's pretty cool. I'm going through withdrawal. It's been rough. I haven't tasted Agrax in a week. Oh no. It's okay. It won't be forever. You'll be home soon. And then you can go back to chewing on your brushes. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. And the next days I paint some circle models for my brother. So circle is so beautiful. They're just lovely models to paint. I'd say them and Blind Water congregation models, the Gatorman and such. They're really neat. Let's keep that in frame. By the way, a bit random, but if you guys hear a bunch of chirping outside, or if you hear chirping behind me or something, like right outside my window, because I'm on the second floor, there's a bird nest with little baby birds in them, and so the mom's been coming by and feeding them, and then you hear their little racket for a few moments, and then they go back to hiding. It's really cute. All right, good. Next. I'm painting a bee for a Pathfinder encounter. One bee? That sounds potentially scary. GW had no aircon today. It was so humid. Oh, no air conditioning? I'm sorry. I was actually going to see if you guys had all heard the news about GW's live action TV show, I guess, it's from the guy who does The Man on the High Castle, which is admittedly something I've not seen, but a lot of people are excited about it, so I guess that's cool. Yes, Eisenhorn. Yes. And then I saw somebody on Twitter suggesting that Michael Strong play Eisenhorn, which seems like it could be a really good choice, right? He's always a fun actor. His accent's natural. Samuel just finished another Tyrannid Gargoyle. Nice. Stonewall Jackson. I think Norn Queen Alexis is moving to Phoenix at some point. It'll be cool to have another New Yorker out here that's able to tabletop. Yeah, I don't know exactly when, but I know that's in the cards. I hope she understands what she's getting into as far as the heat, but she's been visiting, so I think it's fine. I'm just smattering that paint on there. Tom Hardy is Eisenhorn. I don't know, man. Like, maybe. He's got that stoic bit going, but man, Mark Strong as an Inquisitor, I feel like that is probably a little more convincing. He's got a very commanding he has a very commanding bearing to him. Tom Hardy's, he's no slouch, but I don't know. Don't know that I'd pick him over Mark Strong. And I say that as someone who's had a crush on him. Tom Hardy. Alright, back to repainting this. Then we'll get some Agrax Earthshade on. Well, I'll have to let that dry, I guess. Oh, and I don't need to do that yet anyway. Man on High Castle is Matt. Is it? See, and I haven't watched most TV. Just generally speaking, it's really hard for me to justify watching a TV show because they want so many hours of your time. And I'm not usually willing to give up that much of my time. Like, seeing a movie is one thing, because I'll go see a movie without really much of any push, just because, okay, it's 2 hours, but then you're done. Whereas a TV show, it's like 10 hours, or maybe more. Thank goodness Netflix series have changed the format from 22 episodes to like 10, so, or you know, however many. Also, randomly, is there a new Jessica Jones coming out? I heard rumor that that show's starting back up again, and I thought everything was canceled, so clearly I don't know what's going on right now in the Netflix world. Made it. Welcome, Alfonso. Hey there, Narn Queen. We were just talking about you, about how much you're looking forward to moving to the triple-digit weather of Phoenix. It's okay, they have air conditioning there anyway. And it's not like New York doesn't hit triple digits. Because I used to live out there. And those summers were awful. And even though Paul makes fun of me for saying it, it is a dry heat, and that makes a difference. Whew. Sweet. Alright, that's that one. I'm very excited. Medici was a good show. Told us the same studio. Nice. I hope it's great. I read Man on High Castle but never watched the series. I haven't read it either. Rob Schneider is Eisenhorn. Maybe. I mean, comedians have done a pretty good job in serious roles. Michael Keaton. Yeah, I guess you can cover more stories with a series to movies. Yeah, and that's very true. Like, Netflix is supposed to eventually have the Dark Crystal series coming out, and so I'm really curious what they'll do with that, because, I mean, that was a fantastic show. All right, you're not dry. I don't have my gray up here, so I guess you guys can just hang out over there. All right, they can just be happy little. Wait a minute, I have my model holder. I'm forgetting to use it again, guys. I'm sorry. It's been a day. I say that. It's been fine. I'm just forgetful. Netflix did announce Jessica Jones' cancellation, right? Well, my friend was saying that she saw a preview for another season of it, so I don't know. Finally pared down my hobbies to shooting dirt bikes and arguing about War Machine rolls. Well, those will all take plenty of time. War Machine is actually one of the funner games to talk about because you can theory so many things and you can bust out calculations on it a lot easier. Well, thanks, Bigado. I appreciate you hanging out while you did. That's lovely. Get to work. Be safe. Jessica Jones' third season is out now and the show's canceled. Is it? I'll take a look. Have you taken a look at the other website yet? I have not. Send me a link on that if you can, because I don't remember where to get it. Yeah, they have been working on the Dark Crystal series for quite a while. I don't know when it's due out, but hopefully it's worth the wait. I mean, not that I'm in a particular hurry for it. Let's see here, what am I doing? So we need to get these chains. There we go. That needs to be metal, because chains are metal. Everybody knows that. I'm gonna use my absurdly tiny brush with this lovely curl at the end. It's great. It's like painting with a soft beak. I've been seriously thinking about getting into War Machine Horrors lately, Ender. Okay, well, I mean, if you've got a gaming group, jump in. Did you hear, do you follow much of the Privateer Press stuff? Did you hear about their sci-fi game that they announced for next year? It's gonna be another full war game. Zombie Planet, I don't know what that is. Currently playing Final Fantasy 14? New expansion will be painting at work tomorrow. Nice. I almost wonder if I could get away with painting at work, but I just don't know that I'm ready to answer those questions. It's like I really need an in-between brush, but this will have to do. Thanks for making the live stream, Siobhan. Trying to be consistent with them. Shadespire's also coming along too, so you guys will be able to see those games. Ooh. That's the hope. That's the plan. Alright, get all the metal in there. Happy metal. You're the one that got me hooked on War Machine next to Age of Sigmar for another channel. They're so good. Well, I'm glad you like them. The whole point is to have fun with these games. As long as you're having fun with them, then it sounds like a positive thing. I'll take credit for that. Totally take credit for that. By the way, if you guys hang out in the next few minutes, I have something also cool. I can show you another project in the works. Got some video of it. So once I hit a little bit of a stopping point on this model, I'll show you what I'm working on. In fact, Norn, Norn Queen, Alexis, if you're hanging out, you'll appreciate this. So give me just a few minutes here, because it's amazing. Warcaster Neo Mechanica. You've been hating on it quite a lot. Really? Alright, do you just not think it's ready for another war game? Do you not like this universe going into the future? Like, I really want to know your thoughts. Like, why do you think the sci-fi angle, or do you think it's the sci-fi angle that's bad, or do you think they'll just do it badly? I'm super curious. Just finished a squad of Reavers and post their pics in Alexis Discord. Oh, sweet. I have access to that. I can totally check it out. To be honest, I'm excited for Warhammer Underworld's Dreadfane. I want to play my games fast, like real fast. I mean, okay, so Shadespire isn't as fast as it could be technically, because you have all the cards mechanics in the deck building, and then you're deciding you can be kind of slow in playing the game, but I don't know, it's still really fast. I mean, again, I come from War Machine, and those games only play fast when you deathclock people, so whatever. What spooky little guy are you currently playing? He's I think a Night Haunt. He's part of the Thorns of the Briar Queen, and so I'm getting his chain painted up. I also don't know if you saw yesterday, but started making my army display board. Finished making a working monitor that plays anime on my board. The whole thing is powered by a USB bank. Wow. Well, let nobody say you're not dedicated. I'm going to use a bigger brush for this. There we go. Trying to keep it in focus for you guys. So wander through these models. Just finish the second ruling merchant for the Undercity. Really? Interesting. Out for the night, gotta get used to the new time zone. Good night, thanks for coming by, War Veggies. I appreciate you popping in. Probably gonna try and put some brass on the hilt and the pommel there. And gotta get up this skirt again here. Get these chains painted. Can't have naked chains back there. I'm happy I remembered the handle too. Nothing like paying for something and then forgetting to use it. Now just get in there without going cross-eyed. I mean, who really looks up his little skirts anyway, but I'd know it wasn't right. Wait, do I hear voices in the background? I hope not. Oh, but the little birds are getting fed right now. They're so cute. Fed, and done. Yes, Siobhan, I'm sure all of our special guests will be very eager to learn this important fact. I think everybody did know it last year, so let no one say you weren't thorough. I do, sounds like someone's watching TV. I don't know. Spooky, yes. Spooky is coming along slowly. These guys have more details than I thought they'd have, but I've insisted that I will paint them, so now I'm sort of stuck with it. Bunch of spoopy boys and gals. Yeah, I don't know who's who, but I don't know what matters once you're carrying your head around. You know, it's sort of a moot point. Boy, girl, whatever. I'm just dead. They've got some great moves, though. I love the fact that they can go through hexes and other models, and you can gain glory points for for doing goofy stuff like that. I did get some points the other day for it, actually, but I still lost horribly. All of them got slaughtered. They could not hit the side of a barn either. That was very frustrating. My friend's, or foe's boyfriend was over and he was like, wow, you really do roll terribly. Like, thanks. You're a nice person. Get out of my house. I didn't actually kick him out till much later. Miniatures you play, War Machine. Wait a minute, let me go up here. There's about 115 here in Phoenix. About the only thing you can do is stay inside and paint. Wow. Yeah. I'm getting professional with the paints. Brought to you by Folk Art. So, random side note, and I don't know, I'm very tempted to take it up, but I don't know that I really should, because part of me is only wanting to do it to be, goofy. but like the company that makes folk art paint, I think these craft paints actually reached out about me being an influencer. I just saw this email, I'm like, wow. Huh. They know me. They know me. Technically it's for cosplay, which craft paints are really good for, but I took it to mean my miniature painting. Oh my gosh, you still have more details on you. Chains, wearing your little bracelets here, your bangles. There we go. Move this over here since I keep leaning. Planning to use Tamiya acrylic paints. Aren't those pricey? I mean, if they work, they work. But I feel like a lot of those paints are wasted for my style. I just want to paint my models, make them pretty enough for tabletop. Like the Bob Ross approach actually is kind of perfect for me. Just chill out, paint, let it be a relaxing thing, because gameplay itself can be a little more stressful, especially if you're the type who might want to win. So this is the fun, nice part. It's where you get to be just pleasant, talk about whatever. Sweet. Unfortunately, I meant to actually paint that skull a while ago. Happy ghostly clouds. Thank you, that's exactly right. You know what's up. Hey Miranda, I still heard ghosts in the house. They keep knocking on the door and I thought it was a 2-for-1 pizza man. There are sometimes our sounds here. And in Albuquerque, it's legitimately concerning when you hear them. But I'm just going to assume this is actually happening in your house. My local GW should be getting my sister Amalia model on Sunday. Or Friday. Nice. Eric, oh, you're painting again? How long were you on hiatus for, out of curiosity? All right, we're going to toss this technical paint onto his skull and then dry brush it really light again. Because, well, we'll do the 2 technical paints. I'm going to really, really light on the green because it's been coming across stronger than I would like. So I'm going to try and see if I can't keep this a little softer. More of like a stain, you know? Okay, cool. Let that dry, and that's all I can do with you for the moment. What else we got here? Well, have fun, you all. I've been painting for 9 hours. Oh my gosh. Yes, go get a break. Miranda needs an afro now. Do I? I feel like I'd get in trouble for putting one on. Stonewall, that's one of the weird things about tabletop games. The hobby is super relaxing. Playing a game can go from 0 to 195 in the school zone while you're on fire. It's true. It's the only time I get super, super warm, because usually I run really cold. And so if I'm hanging out at the game store, or if I'm playing in a tournament especially, or get into a game, I'm like, get the sweater off me. All right, I'm thinking, I'm fighting hard. And I think, because you can burn like a lot of calories and energy doing that, playing games, because they even have measured the metabolic rate of like chess players, champion chess players, and they'll get really, really super warm and burn freaking 3,000 calories in a tournament and stuff like that. These are not contrast paints. I use the Hexwraith Flame, the first one, and this one I'm using the Nighthaunt Gloom. And these are technically technical paints, actually. get some blue on there. I painted him green a while back, and so that's nice and dry by now. Alright, get that. And then we can dry brush that. So many things I forgot to dry brush, my goodness. Thin it down with contrast medium. Is that contrast paints? I picked up 2 contrast paints today just to try. $5 each. Yeah, they are on the pricey side, and I think if you pick just like the right colors for some base coating that you're doing, it may be worth it. But yeah, American, it's like $7 per, and it's not super appealing to me. Okay, that's that guy. Actually, while I've got this guy, I'm gonna go ahead and paint his, I grabbed it, there we go, black. What's the Citadel thing you use to hold the miniature? It literally is just called a model holder. And there's a few different kinds. So this one holds up to, I think it says up to a 40mm base. And it can be a little tricky to get the bigger ones in there. But then they have an XL size that'll hold really big bases, including the weird oblong bases. And then they have another one that has these little arm clamps on there, and you can hold pieces, I guess, for sub-assembly on there. Finished my Minuteman Warjack. Now I want to put him into the fray. Heck yeah. Minutemen are, well, I don't know how they are in the new edition so much. Okay. I'm super strong. There we go. Ouch. Huh. That's really not what I'd call that, Siobhan, but I guess I can see where you're coming from. Alright, now... Not really a huge fan of my greasy hands holding on to the model, so I'm just gonna use paper towel and just kind of not smudge all the paint with my sweaty hands in this room that has no fan, because I'm cheap. Alright, just gonna get that nice black base on there. And I can't really use the model holder for this part because the model holder holds it around the base, turns out. So there we go. In fairness, as soon as you slap GW logo on top of it, you must multiply the price by 4. They really pick and choose with that. Like their start collecting boxes, not bad. Not a bad price. The model holder thingy, I think it was like $8, which is fine. It's a specialized piece, so whatever. Same with the paint pot, I think that was $8. And honestly, I like the fact that it's really hard to tip over, so worth it for me. And then you have a model like Abaddon, and they want like a whole bunch of money for it. Or just one single model, fine cast. And those are a little harder to justify, but you know, it's the model you want, I guess. They've got an interesting pricing structure. So it does have a tendency to thin one's paints more than one at once. One is correct. And I don't really want to have to deal with repainting or just dealing with the awful smearing of it, and I've messed up enough models in my time. I really don't want to do it live on air. Wow, I am covering myself here. Let's do that. I already have a very tiny workspace here, so bear with me if I'm going to move my paints around. Alright, layer 1. Not the most perfect coverage, but it's kind of there. Always makes the model look so much cleaner. The GW holder with little articulating arms is when you want to pretend you're an Adeptus Mechanicus. Fair enough. Alright, I'm going to take a minute to show you guys something cool. Do you guys want to see something cool? Because I really want to show you something awesome. So, I have been... I've commissioned another project. Don't hate me. I'm really bad about starting projects. And Norn, Queen, Alexis, Lady, check this out and be jealous. Alright guys, so check this out, and hopefully the sound isn't too loud, but I'm going to throw it in here. This is something that's being worked on right now for me. It's for an upcoming costume, and see if you can guess what it is. So that's something that a friend of mine is working on for a costume. So that is, I don't know exactly how long it'll take to get finished. That is an arm guard. So, whoa, I grabbed the wrong brush again. And I'm pretty happy with how it looks. The question will be if it fits right. But that's the magic of 3D printing, is you can always tweak stuff and print it again, because filament's actually pretty cheap. I know, it's really cool. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Whenever it gets around to it. I'm feeling like the costume will be ready by late summer so that I only almost die of heat stroke while in it. The important thing is that I don't actually die of heat stroke. So, yes. Battle Teletubby? Yeah, basically. You're really close there. Just think a little bit more zealot. Okay. Ta-da! And now this dude actually looks like reasonably painted, because once you paint the edge around the base, everything else looks tons, like way better. And so that was bugging me. And now that doesn't have to bug me anymore. Alright, so you, and you, and all these guys. It's a Creology CR10, yes it is. Obviously a Tyranid costume. Close. Pretty close. It's a different all-female army. See what I did there? Okay. And we're gonna get the little blue on the skull guy real quick, and then I guess we can work on the other two that have no paint on them whatsoever. Alright, let's get that little bit of blue onto this skull here. Another technical paint of the night haunt gloom. It's the color of gloom, obviously. There we go. And then I can dry brush all that again, and you'll be happy. You are already bluified. You just need more brown, really. Perfectly spoopy. I agree. Lovely spoopy. Always prefer. Hey, Adam, how are you doing? Thanks for popping into my little humble painting chat. Figured the only way I was gonna get models done is if, well, I feel on the hook for it. So. Alright, back to getting this brown on here. This guy has a board, dang it. We need to be able to see it. And if you find that you have been a little overzealous and splotched your paint, just wash it off. Wash the brush off, and with a clean wet brush, just go over where you missed the paint. That way you shouldn't have to worry about it. There we go. You'll get it off, I mean. Whoa, I got that way too diluted. There we go. Bring that texture back out. That model looks quite eerie. The one without a head or the one running around with a board? Because honestly, any of these guys would freak me out. Because they're crazy, obviously. Blah. What a treat. Narn Queen and Uncle Ad. I know, it's like a whole reunion. And I almost saw Alexis at the Wargaming Bunker, but no, she had to go do other things and have a life. But I did get to see Adam. Take from that what you will. I do appreciate that you validate my choice of craft paints in addition to official model paints. Well, you know. Everybody's got their preference. Let's get started on my favorite one. I'm bored now. This guy. Alright, so Ghost of Christmas Future here is super amazing. He was weird to put together. He's in these 3 parts, and you have to kind of almost fold one of the parts into the other as you put it together. But really cool cage along the front of the face. Really cool, like, whoops, chainmail going on here. He's holding keys. Always spooky. He's got his candle lit there. He's randomly holding a sword back there, because of course you gotta stay armed. Whoa! Hey, Gunther! Thank you. Any plans for another Valhalla log cabin vacation anytime soon? Valhalla's happening this year. It's happening in October. In fact, if you go to the website valhallainthefall.com, you can see some pictures from last year, and yeah, the Kickstarter finished up in March actually, so that happens in October. Are you looking to come? Thank you. That really surprised me. Right, so we are going to spooky paint this guy. He needs to be spooky. There you go. Siobhan's going, so he knows what's up. You will get to learn important facts about WWE. My corn berserkers are going to remain mostly black with red dry brushed. I know, I thought about Valhalla. I actually kind of got no-handed on that, because apparently I'm the only one who likes puns, so... Just... like, I did think about that, though. Alright, painting this guy. Let's just dig in. He needed a little bit of filling up there, but overall was pretty good. And just work our way up from the bottom. That way the darkest colors are coming from the bottom, and it looks a little bit more spooky. Spoopy. Paint them bright orange just for the walls. Gunther, where are you hailing from? Or like where are you US based or? There we go. There we go. Gotta get all the little flames covered. Flames, make Madeline come. Sacramento. Oh, okay. So that actually wouldn't be far from you to get to Utah. Well, if you want some information on it, I can email you if you'd like. I don't know if it would be helpful for this year or not, but at least if nothing else, you'd know. It would just depend on what you were looking to do, as far as if you went and if you wanted a room or not. Because rooms are all out, and the bunks at the cabin are actually all out too. It's like a really full house this year at Valhalla. But there is other space. So let me know and I will keep you in the know. There we go. Going lighter on the green, like I said earlier, it's been too strong for my taste, so sort of dipping the brush then in water and then dipping it in the technical paint and then dabbing it so that it's more of a diluted paint on here. I think I'm liking that better. Yes, please do. Okay. Either reach out to me on, like, I don't know, somehow give me your email and I will send you information. So you can send it to me, you can send a request to me at wargamergirl@gmail, or you can message me through Facebook or YouTube. Sometimes I get those, but I can look for it. But yeah, I can get you information, Gunther, no problem. We're just gonna coat all of the model and keep up this dilution process. Sort of letting it run down now, so I'm not really working it from as much the top or from the bottom up. Just mostly trying to get it everywhere. And I want the different parts to have, I want the recesses to look darker and for it to be thinner on the high points and all that. So this is actually doing what I want. Yay. Be a Raven, yes, you could send a Be a Raven if you think that would work. But email's probably a little easier. It's funny. Okay. Just getting this guy covered. My spectral dude. That mask is gonna be metal. Sword is going to be metal, so the rest of that doesn't matter. However, the skull, I'm going to remember this time, will actually also be green, because it's sort of spectral. It's probably his head now that I think about it, because nothing going on up there. Okay. Sweet. Look at that. It's green now. That mini mask reminds me of Judge Death. Judge Death. I thought you were going to say Dread, but I don't know what you're talking about. Actually, and the other thing I can do, and I can use the darker paint for this. Did I do it? Yeah. I let the little vine work be green too. It doesn't matter if I get the flowers, they'll change color later. Bloop. There we go. Okay. He has to dry. I don't have the swishy noise that the GW guy has, so I guess I can finally work on the model that I've been using in the thumbnail for all of my images, so I can finally get her done. So she'll fit in this model holder by just sort of stretching it out wide enough. Actually, she can probably be up higher. There we go. So there's two levels, like the lower level will hold a miniature base, and then the higher level holds the wider bases, so it's not as dramatic. Thank you, Spacels. I'm glad I kind of know what, or look like I know what I'm doing. No, painting's just got a lot more comfortable for me. It was so intimidating for a while, but I would just really psych myself up, and anymore there's a bit of a like gotta get it done mentality that's taken over a lot of it. So, you know, now it's better to do something than to, you know, just sit around being afraid of doing anything and then not get anything done. So I took that to heart, and now I paint a lot more of my own stuff, which has, you know, been good and bad, because then I'm like, oh, well, I painted so I can buy more of this stuff, and that ratio is never evened out. By the way, and I don't know if Adam's still in here, but I almost gave him grief in his last Friday show when he was talking about being okay to have too many projects. I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. And then he's like, and by that I mean just have like a couple of projects. I'm like, oh, right, that probably makes more sense instead of like 40, whatever I've got going on. Can you be a hoarder with projects? Is that possible? I guess a lot of coffee should do the trick. Yeah, I did have coffee today. Unfortunately, I think it's only hurting because now my hands are a little shaky. That's not a good thing when you're painting models, dude. Alright, painting her up. Getting that green. Really want more of the blue, so I'm going to keep this one pretty diluted. But fill in all that. You can see this is again really light on her cloak, because I figured if she's the main model, like the leader, she should have a little bit different look going for her. Enough of a color tie-in to fit her in with the army, but at the same time probably go with something a little more of just the blue so that she, I don't know, just has a bit of a different look. It's a little bit more regal, I guess, with the blue. So this is almost just a really light coloring on her. Really light in the camera. Box it all up and focus on one. Hoarding projects, definitely a thing. Thank you. Okay, well good. I'm glad you know what's up. Because, so here's why hoarding projects is a thing. It's sort of like preparation meets opportunity, right? And so you want, you know, certain outcomes from any of the various projects. And so sometimes an opportunity comes up that allows you to begin a project. Yay! And then a different opportunity that comes up that allows you to do a different project. And, you know, then you have 40 projects. Eventually they get finished, but I don't know. Probably looks a little maddening. Way too many projects. War Machine and Hordes projects. Legion, Signar, Scorn, Circle. Yeah. How dare you be foul with me? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to insult Mr. Uncle Adam. He's so beloved. He helped me assemble or fix Deafy. If you guys saw that mini wargaming short, which was super fun and shot within like an hour. It was crazy fast because Dave can definitely move when he wants to record something. Alright, I'm gonna get these colors in here, keep that at a minimum. Yes, Your Majesty. That was hilarious. Definitely, poor Deafy, I know. Funny you should mention, you said about concentrating painting. Once you're on a roll, there's nothing coming down with it until you've finished your objectives. Yeah, and I definitely can sit in one place and just work on it for quite a while. I actually really lose track of time when I'm doing the live streams. 10 o'clock will hit and I won't even, it won't feel like it's been a long time at all because I'm just so objective focused. So, but I mean, I think we all know that feeling. brush. There it is. There we go. Oh, and there's actually enough on the brush to complete it. Alright. Now she's green. And thorns on the ground need to be green. And her little flowers. She's got a lot of thorns on the ground. She's really sloppy with her thorn work here. Thorns and bones. Quite the collection. Those are the only thorns. Okay. Cool beans, lady. Here. You can just sit and dry. Beautiful. Always finish what you started. Yeah, all my projects will get finished. It's important. That'll just be crazy. Ugh. There we go. I don't have like the most eloquent way of getting the model out. Has everyone seen your music video? Have you guys seen the That's 40K music video that Aaron from Cool Guys Nation put together? So I did a 1,000-point battle report with 40K couple. So Amanda was my opponent. She played Harlequins and I played Kadashan Imperial Guard. And I played it wrong, so, you know, there's that. But I was able to take a Storm Sword, and she let me. And then there's a battle report out for that, but on Cool Guys Nation there's actually a video. There's a music video. So, yes. I will, I might be able to play it. I don't know. I'll send oh, there we go. I can get a link to it. Because it's hilarious. All right. Barak? I don't remember my guy's name, actually. Alright, so there's this weird whoa. Sorry. 3-minute video. So, if you guys feel like it, you can check it out. I was hoping so, but I don't know. Space Wolves. Oh, that awesome music video. I'm glad you liked it. It's not gonna let me share it. Warhammer 40K, the remakes. Yeah, that's 40K, there you go. Anyway, it's that video. Alright, back to something the cruel. Time to get some spooky blue. I will be thicker with this because I want more of the blue to show up. I really just want that green to be sort of an eerie, spooky undertone. And so we're shaking up our Nighthaunt glue, technical paint. Not contrast paint, but still kind of washy like one. So, for whatever that's worth. Okay. Still probably dilute a bit though. And starting from the bottom up again. Start coating. Just go nuts. Comment bomb it. Yeah, there you go. Aaron would appreciate that. Comment bomb the That's 40K video. So, I'm going to take a second because this is important to me. I'm going there and I'm typing a comment. Hello from the live stream. Keep up. Good work. Who knew I was such a good singer? and comment. There you go. So I've commented. If you guys comment, I'm totally copying Dave. It's fun to comment bomb. It's a really great idea too. So go harass him over there and say hi. Tell him hello from the live stream, or the eye of Pogo. Maybe that doesn't work. Ugh. Back to technically painting. Okay, getting that blue on there. You can see it's definitely a lot stronger this go around than the other paint. But it should still have a bit of a fade, looking lighter on the top and getting thicker at the bottom. That's the theoretical goal here. Breaking my rule there. Hey, Wargamer Girl Bombshell. Wow. Alright, that's a pretty good idea. Thanks, Lorebinder. Goopy. Gotta look spooky there. Keep up the color. And then we're letting it sort of fade up here. And if it doesn't look perfect, it's fine, because it's going to get dry brushed into oblivion anyway. And all of this basically just goes into becoming an undercoat. Crazy, right? At least that's what I'm doing. Gotta make sure you get everything. These models have so many little crevices, it's easy to get tunnel visioned and focus on just one. Would you ever try a historical skirmish game or one that also brought in mythical elements? So, are you guys familiar with Dust being remade? Because it's World War II level games. And then Cthulhu, like as an actual legit faction here. So yes, because I'm looking at playing some Dust. I'm still looking at the different factions I'd play. I don't know if I'd play Cthulhu, like, Cthulhu was interesting. I don't know if it's necessarily what always appealed to me. But yeah, actually, that's the one I'm thinking of. Do you have one in mind that you're thinking of? Something different? Okay. Spoopy. So, quite a bit different from our light green. There we go. Chica to Deuter. Much darker in color. So yes. Are you going to do any more battle reports anytime soon? I swear to you, I have a kill team battle report that's so close. In fact, it's against Adam from Valhalla last year, so that is coming out. I'm buying on videos. You mean Heavy Metal Dust? Watch the movie if you haven't. Heavy Metal Dust. I've seen Heavy Metal. Is that what you're talking about? So I picked up Mortal Gods, and it's pretty awesome, based on classical Greece, and they are coming out with a mythic supplement, so fighting all sorts of mythical creatures with historical minis. Okay. For Conflict 47, so Conflict 47 is part of the Bolt Action campaign, right? That, we have a guy running at Valhalla this year, actually. He'll be running the Bolt Action / Conflict 47 campaign. So, and yeah, that game looks really cool as well. It's more in depth. One of the things that's kind of piqued my interest about Dust is the idea that it is supposed to play really fast, Maybe not as fast as something like Shadespire, but still fast. Oh, I missed a spot. Oh, I hate it when I do that. So it's worth, to me, it seems worth checking out. There we go. Can't be missing spots. I can probably do her now. So. Yes, in the World War II bomber scene. Okay, yeah. Have you played Shadows of Brimstone? It has a Cthulhu theme. I have not. Most of these games I'm pretty behind on. It's like 40K, okay, I got it. War Machine, got it, although I haven't played in a while. Company of Iron, okay. Shadespire, okay. Kill Team, okay. And then there's a bunch of others, and like, I don't know when I'm gonna play these, so get around to them. Plus Albuquerque, you know, there's metas for things, but you've got to really know where to find some people. Like the Bolt Action campaign is not something that's played, not the Bolt Action campaign, the Bolt Action meta doesn't play at game stores here in town, so you've got to find them. It's like a secret society. That's my guess. That was my Draw Mortal Gods. Game plays quickly, an hour or so with large forces. Yeah, see, and that's one of those gateway games again, right? My Blackstone Fortress campaign has stalled, so the group is considering alternatives. They're talking about Warcry, but I'm not sure if I like it. So you get a whole campaign in one session, which is pretty nice when you don't play very often. Heck yeah, that is. I agree with that. Alright. Briar Lady. Time to paint her up. And get that nice blue coating on her. Hopefully that shows up much stronger than the green. That's my plan. We'll see. There we go. Alright, so just getting the coverage on there. Let's see if I can read comments while I carefully place paint. Very skirmish. I hear Warcry is pretty damn good. So it's just, I guess it's historical fantasy? Would that be its proper classification, I guess? We're definitely living in a golden age of miniature games. Yeah, I imagine for those of you who were playing games in the 90s, this has got to look kind of strange. Just seeing the sudden renaissance of games, the massive amount of interest in it. More people of all kinds playing. Wall walks or whatever. So it's gotta be pretty cool. Like to see stuff that you probably weren't the most popular kid in school for playing, now just being naturally accepted. So I think that's a nice, good thing. Definitely want to highlight her face and bring the white out in it. I do feel so grown up using these GW paints now. My goodness. because usually splash games like these don't come through the door. Nice. There we go. Sorry, I'm actually super focusing at the moment. One of the things, you don't want the brush strokes showing up, so I'm trying to kind of make this look okay. There we go. I'm talking on my Discord, and we're all super excited for Valhalla. It's gonna be a pretty amazing year. Got a lot of cool stuff. Creature casters coming out for it, and we're gonna have some painting tutorial stuff, and I'm working on some other fun things for the guests. It's always the exciting part of a bunch of behind the scenes planning. We can cover that, okay, looking blue, everything blue, everything's mostly blue, okay, beautiful. It's pretty dark. We'll see what the wonders of dry brushing do. So, I think that guy ended up painting all of these the blue as well, but I'm going to be going over it with another color, so I don't know. What are you using the craft paints for? So I've got just a bajillion colors of craft paints. So the craft paint will paint the brown for the base and the black rim of the base, and it's filling in some of the other colors. Like, I didn't have any actual color for the flowers, so I had to find a purple and a pink in there, so I'll mix that up and it'll be kind of what I do. So I use both kinds of paints. In there. See if the spookiness is worth it. So yeah, my craft paints, they're very much used a lot on my models. Because there's just certain colors that are fine, and sometimes, you know, you just want to use sometimes you want to pay 50 cents for a color, I guess, I don't know. But there's just a really good selection, so it's easy to amass a bunch of them, and then, oh, these pins so much. And then you can slowly replace them out over time. The only thing that's rough about craft paints, and it depends on your technique, is they tend to dry out, so you kind of need to thin them a bit, and you can usually see their pigment, so they might have a bit of a grainy effect on the model, which is fine for terrain, and it's fine for bases. Let's see. Paul, I really enjoyed Necromunda, but it died quickly at my local game store. I know a couple people who are looking to play again. Still never played Necromunda. I don't know about the whole gang thing. Space Wolves. Creature Caster is one of my fave modeling companies in British Columbia. Yeah, and actually the group that's coming out will be, they're out of Arizona, so they're part of the painting crew, I believe. Do you find they are decent to work with regarding craft paints? I tried using them for terrain a few times. I don't know if it was the brands or the paint itself were bad and they didn't cover well. And so yeah, like craft paints don't have amazing coverage. You do have to layer with them, but again, if you're painting a lot of terrain, the volume seems to be worth it. like the value for the volume, I should say, that you get. Alright, so she needs to dry a bit. And I need to get that bottom part. And come out a bit chalky then. They will... They'll come out, yeah, kind of rough a little bit on the final pass. So one thing that I find very effective, Agrax Earthshade, Gnome Oil, like those washes make basically anything look okay. And so if you wash even over a craft paint, it looks amazing. So people generally aren't going to be able to tell you're using craft paints once you've gotten a wash over it. So I don't know if you want to do that necessarily with your terrain, but if you do, it probably will clean it up a lot. Hi, I really like your channel. I'm about to paint my first D&D miniature. Why, hello, Darth. It's Young Green Dragon. What do you recommend for my first time? Are you using a brush, or are you trying to use an airbrush? I'm assuming you're using a regular brush. That's pretty much all I use. If you're painting your first miniature, stick with a handful of colors. Figure out what you want your guy to look like as far as the colors. Don't add too many colors to the scales. Don't get too wild with that, because otherwise then you look like you invaded a Crayola factory, and it's just bad. That was my personal experience with it. So yours may well be different, but for me it was rough. I had this ranger chick, and I wanted to give her all these autumn colors, and so she had like this orange cloak, but I also wanted it to be kind of red, and then I also wanted it to be kind of yellow. And on a miniature that's really super tiny, you think adding all those details look really cool, but nobody can tell, and it just looks like a mess. I think I'm going to organize my models tomorrow to see when I'm painting to tabletop quality and what's just for display. Everything of mine is for playing. I don't think I've made a single model that I have only intended for displaying. I hope that helps, Darth. I don't know. There's so many tutorials, especially for painting D&D miniatures, that you can probably find some really good advice on that. Just if it's painting your first miniature, my big takeaway was to not get all happy with the number of paints that you choose from. All right, time for some happy dry brushing. Let's hope that's painted enough. It's probably fine. All right, so for our dry brush tonight, we are using Ulthuan Gray. This is a layering paint that we will be dry brushing our model with. And pulling dog hair out of, or maybe that's cat hair. And this is also the part where I end up painting my thumb, because when you dry brush, you really want the brush to actually be pretty dry. And even then, it's pretty wet still. It's not really ready. Yeah, I need to give that a little more time. We will just come back to you. What else have we got here? I know there's one dude here whose face needs to get a dry brush. I guess the hard part is just remembering all the dudes to mess with. Alright, nice and dry there. Nice and subtle there. Actually, that's basically it. And then you can kind of see where the rest of the dry brushing's done. And even with all the GW paints here, it's not like you can't see any grain there either. So there's that. Space Wolves for me, although I do use an airbrush, I have more control with the brushes, and in fact I paint better with brushes. You can have the same effect, it just takes longer. Yeah, I'd listen to Space Wolves because he's a really good painter. and use assembly line methods. So for D&D, if you're just painting something for your actual RPG, you are making a hero model. So there's not really like an assembly line process with that. Everybody's going to be a super special, unique character. But yeah, when you're painting miniatures for the army, that is definitely a whole other story. Where's the guy who has his head? There we go. Alright, so head guy needed to get painted. $8:51. Alright, I've got an hour to get the rest of these guys painted. There we go. Spectral skull. And the rest of him's looking pretty good. Yeah. Okay. So he's coming along. Alright, I guess we can paint some vines since I'm kind of waiting on these two dudes to get dry. And I don't have the right color up here for that one. And that's rope. Alright, so you're rocks, you're a little bit of vine work, you're a big vine. Let's paint you. Hey, Aaron. Yes, it was suggested in the comments that you should be comment bombed, so I hope that worked. Thanks for joining. Space crayons are good too. We're playing X-Wing at the studio. Nice. Fastest kill team I painted assembly line method were my Necrons, Prime Silver, Agrax, some green bits, done. There you go. I mean, how do you go wrong? Okay, so back to our technical paint. That was not a model, that was a hair clip. Thank goodness. Make sure I'm cleaning my brushes. Alright. These fools need to be done soon. So let's get on it. Don't forget to clean your brushes. Alright, so we're getting that spectral green, that hex wraith flame onto our vine work first. Nice and quick like a bunny. And doesn't have to be perfect. Usually the details will get cut in later. The brown is easy to cut back in. As long as I don't paint myself too much into a corner there. Okay, we'll let that sit. And now you've got a little vine work there, so I'm gonna get you there. You can sort of see it. Ta-da! And then we need to sit and dry. Everything needs to dry. I guess I can probably paint his base then to the brown. It's looking really good now. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey Miranda, I don't know if I can upload my Ruin, Warjack, and Butcher, but I will try. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd be curious to see how you painted them. Ruin's a really cool model. No reason whatsoever. It's not even practical that he would go to the Butcher, lore-wise, but there he is. I keep forgetting I'm working on multiple figures and I keep cleaning the brush between models. I know, I do that too. I mean, it's a good habit because you don't want to forget to clean a brush, but yeah, it can be kind of annoying too. Alright, so we're just going to get that brown and start filling in the space. One of the big accomplishments for me personally whenever I'm painting a miniature is just getting all of the primer covered. So whatever the base coat is, get all of the primer covered with whatever your base coat is, and then you can cut in the details on top of it. But you've done so much of the painting already by just making sure you got the primer covered. So it's usually the goal for me when I do it. It's also interesting trying to multitask this, because it's one thing to hang out and paint, and you know, you're hanging out with your friends or whatever and you're all painting, but you know, everybody's talking, so you can stare at your model and be like, yeah, oh yeah, totally, that person's a jerk or whatever. And I'm like looking up all the time. Base is loaded, batter up. Wow. There were some pretty amazing puns last week though, guys. Just saying. I also forgot to put my pewter gray up here. So those rocks are not going to get painted tonight, but if I'm 95% there, seems like a reasonable goal, then I'm going to say I've completed it and I don't have to keep bugging you guys with weekly hangouts of the same models. Now, to be fair, I've only painted these models on stream, which means that this will be 6-ish hours by the time I'm done tonight. Is that right? Maybe more like 7 hours. Started at 7:30, actually started on time today. So yeah, 7 hours on 7 models. It's not too bad, right? And all of these skulls and bones are gonna have to go white. Alright, bedtime for me. Would feel honored if you could find time to check out my channel at some point. Glad I was able to catch the live chat for once. Thanks for answering my questions. Thanks for coming to the chat. I really appreciate you hanging out. Have a good night. Get some rest. And I know it's a weeknight for a lot of you guys. Same here, actually. So we all have work in the morning. Can all be brown. Really, a lot of this is stone, so it's probably gonna have to be gray anyway. So I'm not gonna fret the base too much tonight, that's for sure. I do like how the Shadespire models have designed bases. Well, right? I guess that's part of what makes it a quote-unquote gateway game, because you're not having to decorate your own bases. Okay, let's see here. I didn't use the vineyard, I used avocado. All right, so this vine is going to start getting painted. It's gonna look pretty cool. I'm gonna go over it with my craft paint. It's basically terrain with this light avocado, because it's basically olive drab. I definitely want to see Space Wolves. I appreciate it. Ooh, and sometimes that happens. It's gross. Gross. Alright, shaking it up again. I want to get one of those texture rollers and make diamond plate bases. Wow, that sounds fancy. There we go. Alright, so this olive drab is basically just going to coat the vines, because we're going to do some layering stuff, and then I'm going to add the agrax on top of that, and this is too big a brush. Are you headed out, Space Wolf? Space Wolves, Mr. Plural? So there we go. May be able to see. Yeah. So this is going over the Hexwraith flame to bring down the luminosity so it's not quite as spectery. You're gonna look more viney with a little iridescent bit. The other thing, like why I cover it with the Hexwraith, even if most of it is going to be completely coated over with the darker paint, is again, it's just another way to get your primer covered, because you really don't want any of your primer showing in your final model. It's just embarrassing, unless it's intended. And for this, it would not be. Alright. Get that lovely chartreuse color all over it. Olive drab. Well, it's more of an olive drab. Chartreuse is much lighter. Including the flowers. Alright, there we go. Dr. Josh, the real gamer. Oh my. Hello, welcome. And this fine. And let's not have my finger as the thing y'all are seeing. And then you can just water it down if you need more, if you need it to be thinner. You don't want to lose your details, obviously. And craft paint can end up going on kind of thick, as I'm sure plenty of people are aware. But these models do have really good detail definition in them, so it does make them actually pretty fun to paint. You don't have to be scared of losing a lot of detail. There we go. And right there, we're having to cover up some primer. All right. Oh. 903. You're good, you're good, you're good. Oh, you need it. Paint blobs. Not here. It's fine. It's fine. Just thin it out, and then everything's fine. They become happy paint blobs. Happy paint blobs. There we go. I wish I had more news to share with you guys. I was a little excited when I found out about the live action show that GW is coming out with. But it's just in development, so we're what? At least a year out probably from any further information on it as far as production, because there's a lot of hoops they have to go through to actually get that off the ground. There we go. And now it looks more like a vine. And then we'll add some colors to that. More night hunts, I know. They're almost done. But you've got to finish a project when you start it. You can't just be sloppy about that. So here we are, painting more night haunts. And they're getting there. They're getting there. It's great. All right, back on you. Let's put up that olive. I'm done with you. Has your mini handle loosened off over time? Mine seems awkwardly strong at all times. I haven't used it all that much, Paul, so we'll see what time does. It seems okay. Look at those sweet contrast paints. No, Aaron, these are not. These are not contrast paints. These are technical paints. See, it says technical. Very specific about it. Both of them are technical paints, and as far as I can tell, they don't seem very different from contrast paints because they have a similar wash property, so I don't know, maybe I'm missing something. I haven't tried the contrast paints. You guys are going to know more about it than I will. First Wargamer stream I've seen. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining. Appreciate you being here. We're gonna do some dry brushing again. Try that out again. I think it's time to replace my sad little napkin that I've been using for all this. It's gotten rather sad, so we're just gonna swap that out for a nice clean one. Ta-da! And then I use the foot of the little camera tripod to keep it down. It's very, very fancy. I love heck. Hi, Squall Goku. I love Hexwraith Flame. Yeah, it's alright. Brian, thanks for popping in. Yes, thank you. They're slowly coming together. It's time to dry brush, so we'll see if I can pull this off. And I really want to make sure that what I'm getting, the effect I'm getting, is right. And I always feel like I need to relearn dry brushing every time I do it. There we go. Such a fine balance between getting enough paint on there and then having too much. Because I kind of want to err on the side of having too, like being more white than letting the color come through. So there you go, you're seeing the effect of that. That's doing what I want. It's just a lot. And you, of course, trash your brush doing it. Douglas Thompson, why hello and welcome. We are just dry brushing some night haunts, no big deal. Hard part is running. Oh, you know what? The other thing I meant to ask you guys, and I kind of ask it in the description, but ever since I started doing these live streams for the painting hangouts, I have been getting the most insane neck aches. And it occurred to me that I'm sitting here and I'm looking down for like hours. Aw, thank you, Aaron. Appreciate the tip. Jason Wendell, any War Machine? No, not yet. That'll be a little later on. I'm still working on my Iron Kingdoms campaign, and that's sort of, as far as War Machine goes, that's been my obsession. So, once that's behind me, I will probably go ahead and hit War Machine up again, but I kind of need to get a project done first. Yeah, so do you guys ever deal with like crazy neck aches after painting? And if so, what do you do about them? Because they're obnoxious. Okay. And I always get a little worried because you see how much this guy like bends. And it's a solid plastic, so it should be fine, but I'm just waiting for him to just snap and go skittering across the floor and just make me cry. Be very unpleasant. Neck ache, use heat. What if it's already like 100 degrees outside and then the last thing you want to do is put heat on yourself? Or if you're painting in a room with no fan, like a smart person. I mean, is heat just all that it takes? Just put on like a heating pad afterward? Do you guys even deal with that? Like, is this a me problem, or is this an actual common thing? Because I'll feel it just right alongside of my neck. After a while, I'm like, ow. Staring in one position too long. Did I say heat? Use ice. Thank you, Erin. Yes, neck pain. Mine gets really stiff after sessions. Eye strain too. Okay, and I can see that for sure. With eye strain, you can kind of close your eyes, or just sit in the dark, or wear sunglasses. I don't know. I feel like there's more options for eye strain, but I can definitely see where that would be an issue, especially if you're using a lot of light to see your model, and I certainly am. I haven't felt the eye strain part. I've just been feeling the neck aches, and it gives me headaches, so I would like to avoid that. No crazy neck ache, but I have my seat set so my desk is about chest high and I'm not looking down. That's a pretty smart idea, actually. I haven't tried that. I have a thing. Have you ever, I don't know. Probably could try that, but then I feel like I'm leaning, I don't know, I wonder how that looks. Let me try it. Woo. Huh, that's not bad. Seems like a decent solution, actually. I just feel like my knees are all like curled up against my desk, but better than eye strain. There's no crying in mini wargaming. I know, unless miniatures break. Let's not pretend we haven't seen people cry over miniature breakage. Oh, the dry brushing. So much dry brushing. So the trick, right? You're trying to make them look all spectery, like they're materializing. Spooky. I like my spookies, even if they got their butts handed to them last time I played. Well, I didn't do best 2 out of 3, and I definitely have a sense of what I want to do with my deck now. Nothing. Like, that's always the trick with Shadespire, apparently. It's just, okay, now you've got to figure out how you want your deck to pull so that hopefully you get the pulls you want. Ooh, I'm liking the way that looks. Good depth. That's making me happy. Lower back, have white for a bit. Well, that's not an option for me. Those nice tendons on his hand. There we go. This is looking right. It's weird when you dry brush. There's always this sort of uncanny process I think you go through. For me anyway, every time when I start dry brushing, I just think it looks horrible at first. I have to keep working it to make it look right. And then I feel okay, but in the meantime, I'm just dreading having started the process because I'm like, no, this is horrible. It's too much paint. Oh no, I've just totally globbed it. Oh no, it's just, sometimes that's true, but most of the time it's actually not. Okay. And then sometimes you just gotta get into weird little areas. I once saw a guy get livid and throw his minis into a box. Yeah, that I would say is probably one of the more common ones. See, like, just the rough handling of your stuff. Somebody being huffy. It's very unbecoming. Okay, well, this is sort of where my Briar Queen started, and he looks the same. He looked the same way. And now with the dry brush, he's looking much more spectery and spooky. Feeling all right about that. Got a little more on line 16. Okay. Totally got this. It's always hard to tell if you've... I guess the hard part about dry brushing is knowing when to stop too. Because for me, I get a little happy with it. I'm like, more depth, more. Which probably means I should stop. There we go. Anyway, you shouldn't be throwing your menus in a box, livid or otherwise. It's just, at the end of the day, you have to still put up with that. No one else is repairing your models for you, presumably. So, ho hum. These are the things we deal with. We always have different personalities that we see at the store, or just even in your gaming club or friends, because everybody's got their different personalities, and you kind of decide to put up with it because overall that person's fine, maybe, or you know, it's only, I guess it's only sometimes or whatever. Okay. We're dry brushing here. We're jumping in. I'm slightly nervous. Let's do this. Alright, so for her, I'm not going to feel bad going way crazy on the dry brush because she is the lady who's the leader, and so she's going to want to look more specialer than everyone else, obviously. And she has a lot of little detail work that we need anyway, so. Hello, just got here. Any thoughts about the Warcry hype? The new game, everybody was mentioning it last week and I failed to look it up, so I don't. But I know people in the chat have been talking about Warcry. Paul, you said that your friends were looking into getting into it because your Blackstone Fortress games had kind of slowed down. Now, is that just people are getting together and they're not feeling like playing, or have people not been able to get together? Looking the way I want it to. Yeah, you can still get on well with other hobbyists, but you know you'll never be best friends. And you don't have to be. There's no reason why you have to be necessarily best friends with your gaming club people, but I mean, it's nice, but I don't know that everybody gets that lucky, or most people even. It's why so many people have, you know, the gaming group they go with, and then they've got like their own friends that they play with at home, and they have like a separate night that they meet up for like different games or whatever. So I certainly see that here. Alright, so just keep this this dry brush even on her. But obviously this is going slow because I'm trying to I also have a really small brush, but I'm trying to really kind of lay it on thick, as it were. Alright. Now I'm getting the spooky look I want. It's just slow. I'll just be patient with it. Know that we will get there eventually. Sorry, that should be closer to the camera. You can kind of see what I'm doing here. Just dry brushing like crazy. Looking forward to learning some more about Warcry. Some of those warbands are bonkers. Really? I saw a guy throw a mini across the room because he thought a support piece was a beat stick. We ran into issues meeting on Tuesday night, so it'll probably change. There's hype for Warcry and a ton from the store too. Which makes sense. I mean, the store, you're in England and the stores are gonna super push it. But I hope it's genuinely good. As far as I can tell, GW is sort of super winning on all of their board games, though. Like, Blackstone Fortress has had a really strong outcome. There's still new additions, I think, to Shadespire. I mean, that's what these ladies are from. I say these ladies, I'm pretty sure she's the only one who's the queen, and then she just has all these dudes as her minions to go die for her. But, they definitely know what they're doing on that front. Blackstone has a let's agree to meet and play problem. Fair enough. It's hard with something like an RPG where you have to, if you have a game where you have to put in a lot of upfront time to be able to go play, then I can see where it would fall apart in a group setting kind of easy, because at this point, I mean, most wargamers and stuff have families, and so they can't just spend all of their time playing, and they're probably not going to get away with playing even as much as they'd necessarily like. Ooh, look at that awful part I missed of the blue. I have to really dry brush that. I bet GW were to introduce a new IP, it would be a hit all the same. Probably. I mean, I think 40k is still their biggest. That's still bigger than Age of Sigmar, right? I think they've had their best luck with their sci-fi IP. But that said, that's a full-on war game, and so they understand the audience pretty well as far as who they're marketing to, and that should not be underestimated. Happy dry brushing. There's a lot of dry brushing to do here, guys. A lot. It would be so rewarding when it's done. And if you feel like you over-highlighted a spot, then keep working it. It's been basically my approach at this point. Kill Team has definitely been bigger than they expected. Yeah, there's several editions out now. And I keep missing the Kill Team night here in town. I also need to get my Tempestus Scions back. And I'm also waiting for Sisters to actually get a Kill Team. Whenever they feel like doing that part. Which maybe, I don't know, I've grown quite happy with my Imperial Guard. Like, they were sort of a stopgap for me in a lot of ways, but I like tanks. So I'm gonna become an Imperial Soup player, basically. Like, here's all this, and yeah, some Celestians and stuff over here helping out. Because they totally work with the Guard, so it's not like it's not plausible. Okay. All the coloring. Warcry rules were leaked, and it seems that they're very streamlined, simple, and fast to play. Leaked, huh? Do you guys think that GW does that on purpose? Like, they're just like, let this get out. That's fine. Get all the fans like clamoring for it already, like play testing it or whatever. If I had to choose an army, it'd be Chaos, of course. Paul, how are we friends? Forces of Chaos. So I've been listening to Luton 09 because he has amazing lore videos, and it's really nice to listen to on my commute. And today's video was about the Orcs and the origin of the Orcs and how they are diametrically opposite of the Eldar, and how they operate like solely on instinct. And because they're kind of, for lack of a better word, dumb, like they're not really super conniving, they're just violent for the sake of violent. They don't really need ulterior motives. Chaos really can't do much of anything to corrupt them. It's like, well, they're already fighting, I guess. Like, I don't know, just let them, you do you guys, you know? Makes me like Orcs even more. Because Chaos, man, they're so edgelordy to me. It's like, oh, nothing can escape Chaos. And it'll sneak in and it'll, you know, infest every aspect of humanity. It's like, pretty sure it needs humanity. Pretty sure humanity spawned like any of the Chaos gods. At least from what I'm understanding of the lore. So, humanity needs to wake up and learn who's the parent in that relationship. Just saying. Figure's looking very nice so far. Thank you. It's, this is the very slow, plodding dry brushing part. It'll be fun when I get to color in the details, but I only have a half an hour before I'm calling it quits, and that's the end of my live streaming for these models. Then any other progress will have to be through Instagram posts. And while that's all well and good, it's super fun hanging out with you guys, and I really want to see a finished model. Alright, so we're getting even more dramatic on the dry brushing around her little headpiece. She's got like a veil almost. I mean, she doesn't have a particular face to cover it, but yeah. Very nice and ghostly. GW probably do leaks and stuff on purpose. Whatever will create the most intrigue and hype. I bet they have that whole process on lockdown, if I were to guess. I mean, they've been in business for plenty long to know their audience, and they do seem like they actually care about who their audience is nowadays, so that's good. Okay, getting that on dry brushing to happen now. It's getting quiet. It's actually dark out and the little birdies are asleep. For those of you who weren't in the chat earlier, there's a nest of baby birds outside my window, and it's pretty adorable. All the dry brushing done. It's the important part. And so I missed this spot here because that was awesome. But what I'm going to do is just dry brush to blend it so it looks like it's done on purpose. And then it kind of blends in there. Because right here, actually didn't get that Nighthaunt blue, or that gloom color. So, silly me. Baby bird fly through my window. What? Seriously? Oh wait, that's a song lyric, isn't it? I don't know songs, Aaron. My sons and I are involved in the Blood Bowl League. My high elves have have the most wins so far. Nice. Are you going to stream a couple Underworld with them ghosts? Yes. So I have a dedicated room in my house now for streaming, and it makes me so, so happy. But I need a light rig that has been under construction for the last 3 weeks. We will see if it can be ready by next week. And if not, then I guess I'll be painting something else. But yes, the idea is paint and stream games of Shadespire, stream games of Company of Iron, stream games of just Aristea. I mean, just games that are kind of relatively short and fun in a group environment. It's the goal there. All right, she's looking pretty good. Almost done. She's not quite highlighted as much as I want her to be. Really hit that back cloak some more. That's what I'm waiting for too, a Sisters Kill team, right? I mean, why not? And you know that they're waiting till they've released all their plastic sisters so that you buy all those, and then they'll come out with the actual official Kill team box of sisters, and they might even have just an exclusive sculpt for that, because that would be about right. And cash in on those sister fans. The question is, will the rules be good? Because right now, man, I don't know. Like, Ballistic Skill 4 is lovely. No complaints there. But 24-inch range is really sad, and you can't get enough heavy weapons, in my opinion. And if you're, then you can run Meltas, and then that range is even worse. They stress me out. Let's get one more of your underside there. So you can see you kind of can't dry brush too terribly much, although it's kind of funny because the brush is so dry that I'm seeing like paint molecules fly off the brush like dust. Almost there, almost. Okay, well, I think that is about as good as that one's gonna get. Demon Kill Team's coming soon. Yeah, Paul was telling me about that earlier. I guess that looks interesting. I have Saint Celestine waiting to be painted. Poor girl. Me too. And I have the old metal one too. I'm like, it took so long to find the awesome wings for her. I don't really want to get the new one, but I kind of like that it comes with the Gemini. And they look cool, but I don't know. Whew. Okay, so that is dry brushed. He is dry brushed. Okay, let's get some vine work done again. Yeah. Bringing out my lovely avocado color. And we are going to get to work here. Alright, so back here, these are vines. Comes through her cloak and out the front of her into these vines that she's shooting out of her hands. It's kind of awesome. But they need to look like real vines, in my opinion. That's what I'm going to do with them anyway. So now we get to very carefully paint over where we just painted, because now I have all this dry brush in place. So we're using a tiny brush. There we go. I'm gonna try a game of Gaslands. I don't know. I think it's a video game too, right? I'd probably try that one first. I just did, just recently was playing Dark Future, which is a GW car racing, well, car combat title. And that was pretty fun. I hear it's a lot like Gasland, so I'm not giving that one a try. I don't know how I feel about car combat miniature games. Maybe? Like that feels a lot to me like I'd be collecting Hot Wheels. I don't know. Do you guys play Gaslands in here? Other than Aaron, who I'm obviously deeply offending right now. Okay, spooky ghosts shooting vines out. It's like something out of Evil Dead. There we go. And now that I'm away from the model, I can probably swap to a fatter brush, which will cover faster. What is your opinion on the Inquisitor Eisenhorn TV show being made? So full disclosure, I have not read the books. So, but as somebody who's certainly read books with beloved characters and series and watched them come to terrible TV shows even, I'm generally pretty positive on all that. Like, we'll see what they do. Like, I don't generally get offended when books are made into movies, even if the movie's garbage. So I don't know. Like, there's so much more to on the development that needs to be shared. Because right now they're saying, okay, we've been greenlit for a show. So the next thing that we need to find out is, you know, I guess the man in High Castle is, or the guy who made that show is going to be show running that. I've never seen Man in High Castle, so I don't know how much confidence that necessarily brings. And, you know, do these people know the world they're getting into? Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. I mean, I feel like it seems like an odd choice not to have Vin Diesel as part of like a 40K franchise, but at the same time, maybe he's just too popular because he's an enormous name in the industry right now with the Fast and Furious series. And even though he obviously is a fan of 40K, he might not have time, so I don't know. But yeah, so casting choice, what's the story they're going to go with, because they're going to have to probably streamline some stuff, and so some folks are probably not going to be super happy with what gets cut out. The rendition of some of the characters might not be what people expect, so, you know, generally, you know, kind of a wait and see what happens kind of person on that. Because for what it's worth, even if the show's total garbage, it does not take away from what the books, or if you guys are fans of it, so no need to stress it. I was quite a fan of the Sort of Truth series books, and when they made that a TV show, I was like, it actually felt like apologizing to other people, because I'm like, no, this is not anything like what the books are, so please don't blame that on me, or, you know, think that that's somehow representative of what I like. And that was, like, the screenwriter for that was the author of the books. Like, he was one of the screenwriters. He just did not care at all about it being a TV show, and kind of turned his nose up at it. At least it really seems that way. So hopefully that's not what happens here. Gasland, shiny and chrome. Channel the Fury Road movie all the time. Ah, Fury Road's such a good movie. So freaking good. Alright, there we go. She has vines now coming out of her hands. Well, not quite. Whatever. And that's a leaf that goes on the back. Speaking of video games, I got an exclusive character portrait for being in that Vermintide Dlc Beta. I know. I'm so happy for you. I mean, you are playing in the beta, so you earned it. It's just funny. I love Vermintide so much, and I never get the chance to play it these days. Like, it's actually one of those games I just really get an itch to play. I just really, really want to play it. Alright, let's add a little extra white to her face there. Man in High Castle is an awesome series. I'm hopeful for Elsenhorn. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, let's just hope it translates right. And make sure that the guy who's making the series knows what it is he's running. Because that's, I think, probably the biggest trick of them all, is them understanding the IP. Alright, so we're going to bring out some white in her teeth there, because she's got fangs. We need to be able to see that, obviously. Bring out a little bit more detail on her face. And I'm just using a bright white that I've got on my craft paint. But I want her face to stick out a bit more. Be more, you know, identifiable. She's a queen, after all. I'm doing her eye makeup here. There we go. I'm also painting Tau Arvarna from Forge World. Nice. Almost certain. Shorten my seat now, because I'm hunching. Okay, so that's that. Next we're gonna add some brown detail here to anything that's gonna be brass. So for me, when I'm doing, oh, my antique gold is missing. Oh. We'll do some of the cuts. 15 minutes. Should mostly be done in 15 minutes. Totally got this. Okay, so we want the crown bit to be brown. And so I'm literally just painting it a normal brown, because the gold color is going to be dry brushed over that. And that gives a nice antique gold. Doesn't look like a shiny gold. Because I don't want her to have a very shiny gold. She's a, you know, she's a queen, but she's also fallen from grace after all. Plus it looks more realistic. So I do all of my Khador. Bitty bitty brush that dries up super fast. Thank you, Mike. It's been nice to hang out and paint. It definitely is relaxing, and again, it gets it done because it's so easy to get distracted with all the other projects, especially when like costumes are getting made, cool stuff's happening. Oh, it's so fun. Okay, so she's got this whole get up down here. I just spent the last hour arguing with my airbrush. Oh no. See, that always freaks me out. Because, because I don't know how to run an airbrush. And I've been shown it before, but I still don't really know how to operate an airbrush. And like the second it had technical difficulties, I'd be done. Like, nope, done with this. I get frustrated enough with things like this. Alright, so that's kind of like a belt she's got going on here, it looks like. So I'm going to paint that a brown. Coming along the front here. It's gonna all be brown. I'll leave that little belt part that's holding her dagger in place. I'll leave that the spectrally color. Forgot to mention one odd thing about the GW store inside Warhammer World, none of the assembled models in the cases are painted, just all gray. Huh. You think they go to the exhibit hall once they're painted? Do they still add to the exhibit hall? Like, do any of those ever change out, Paul? Or is it just the same models, with the exception of what happens on Angelus Prime, if you can find the assassin? I overshot the brown there and got it on my belt, but again, just clean wet brush will take off any paint you did not mean to apply. And you can go back to normal. 10 minutes. Oh my gosh. Okay, cool, those details are there. Let's go ahead and get the hilt here. Because that's gonna be gold. Of course her dagger would have a gold hilt. I think that makes sense. this is obviously in a scabbard of some kind, so the tip of it will also be gold. And cover that too. Whew, it's dark outside, but it has not gotten any cooler. Oh my god. Alright, there's that, and that. And Warcry rules look good fast. While I'm not intrigued by any of the Edgelord Chaos factions, it's cool they're releasing cards to play as the 9 existing Age of Sigmar factions, and that's legit. I mean, that's definitely very cool. Alright, so we are going to paint some flowers. Bubblegum pink. I don't even know where I got this color. I think it was actually for Malifaux models now that I think about it. Kind of makes sense. Pretty, pretty flowers. What do I mean to do? Oh, that's not actually the right color I want. My bad. I want this one. It's what you've been waiting for, Samuel? Is this the moment you've been waiting for all night? Just get to the flowers already. I don't blame you. Flowers are pretty. But I meant to paint them burgundy. Dirt, dirt, dirt. Alright. Whew. Down to the wire, guys. That's fair. I don't blame you. The flowers are pretty. So basically I'm going to throw a burgundy color on, and then I have a purple that I was going to put over it. And I think I Agrax Earthshade the whole thing. And then I'll probably re-highlight a little bit of purple, just so that the flowers have a little bit more to stand out on, because I don't want them to necessarily be so dingy. You got me all interested in painting at the beginning of the session by talking about flowers. Kihi. Well, thanks for waiting then. Hope it was worth it. Alright, all the flowers back here. Think of painting the roses red, you know what I mean? Oh, Helsingova, thank you. I really appreciate that. I hope to continue giving you content you like. And I am working on it for what that's worth. But it is appreciated, thank you. Alright, almost there. Alright. Pretty, pretty flowers. So lovely. That they come out of the spectral demon woman is a minor setback. Minor detail. Okay. Painting Wraithguard Wraithblades with Kill Team. They are a really hard army to get good with. Like playstyle wise. Wraithguard, okay. Well, good luck on that. Okay, and then we're gonna dollop some purple in there. This purple is liquidy, super liquidy. But anyway, we need another color. You know, flowers, they have a dynamic range to them. So actually I need to water that down a little bit. So I kind of wanted a purpley look in there, but I wanted this like red undertone for them. So that's why I did the burgundy first. Thank you. Looking forward to the new battles. And you have 3 models for a standard game. Holding objectives is hard. Yeah, I can see that being challenging. Huh. So, is it one of those things where the best defense is a good offense? Like you just have to really kind of steamroll the other team, and just try to win on objectives after the matter. Painting quickly. Just a little bit left. On the bright side, painting these tiny little bits dry really fast. Okay. And I've got 2 minutes left, which means I have time for Agrax Earth Shade. Yeah. You just gotta try. Fair enough. As long as you're having fun playing them, man. Like, good on ya. Time for the shade. Ooh, I just splattered myself. Good job. All right. And then we earth shade all of it, to give it a nice, lovely, wet, you know, earthy look. I mean, they're plants. They should do well with earth shade, right? OMG, I just dropped my wash. Why won't this lid stay open? I totally just spilled my wash. Uno momento. This is why it's important to always keep lots of paper towels around. Alright. But, not 10 o'clock yet, so help me, I'm finishing this. Get that earth shade on there. Yeah. I'm super winning tonight, apparently, on the wash. It's okay. That's why you buy the big ones. Anyway, that wash, then a light dry brush of like the highlights, just to sort of reinforce the green. And that's pretty much all I'm doing with that, because I like it having that, you know, dark vine look, and that wet vine like look, I guess. And getting that into there too. Really ginger with the wash in an area that you don't want to have to touch up. Ah, 10 o'clock. Alright, well, looks like I've hit my limit. And we'll just call it good there. There you go. The vine work's done. And I painted flowers. So, thank you guys for putting up with that. And I will have to clean up this mess. No painting session is complete without spilling at least one wash. I made it 3 sessions. Well, I made it 2 sessions. This is the third one. Next, I've only spilled wash twice, but it was 2 days in a row. Years ago, I was painting 20 termagants when I realized I was snoring while awake. Now I try to paint no more than 6 figures at a time. It's probably a really good idea. But yeah, there she is for tonight. She's a lot further along than when she started. Completely white base coat, or primer. So again, I'll highlight the flowers, I'll highlight some of the vines, I'll get the gold brass on her corset and her knife, finish the base, and then she's pretty much going to be on the table at that point. So okay. I do it constantly, painting tables half null and oil at this point. It does happen. Ooh, it's quite the mess. That's okay. That's what paper towels are for. So I'm gonna let you go and clean that up. Thank you guys for hanging out. Super appreciate it again, and I'll see you guys in a week maybe, and hopefully we'll have some games actually started because it's coming along. And you know, obviously armies are getting painted, so we'll see you next time. Bye.